Back at it again, baby, and we got another one with Ben Shapiro. Let's dive in.
Before I ask my question, so do you come from Holocaust survivors, or are you a Jewish family that didn't?
So my great-great-grandparents arrived here. A lot of our extended family was killed in the Holocaust, but our immediate
Your
family
great-great-grandparents, but not your grandparents.
Right.
Oh, do you have friends whose grandparents were Holocaust survivors or anything like that?
Of course, many of them. Yeah, I've helped write memoirs of Holocaust survivors.
Yeah. Their families are kind of messed up, right? Like, my family is very messed up.
I mean, if you go through a trauma like the Holocaust, I would imagine
they teach that trauma between generations. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, trauma very often in a lot of circumstances is passed down. I mean, I know some kids of Holocaust survivors who turned out fantastic and some who didn't. I mean,
Yeah. Okay, so you are officially woke. That is what wokeness is about. It's like, people's grandparents or their great-grandparents were slaves.
Well, it's okay. No, it's okay. Guys,
Fuck you! I'm talking.
Guys, I actually want to hear. I want to hear.
No, this
it's
guy,
okay. It's okay. I want to hear. Let's at least hear the argument.
F you, I'm talking. I'm sorry, that caught me so off guard right there. What in the world?
What's it?
Slaves.
Well, it's okay. No, it's okay. Guys,
Fuck you! I'm talking.
Guys, I actually want to hear. I want to hear.
No, this
it's
guy,
okay. It's okay. I want to hear. Let's at least hear the argument. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Go.
What? He wants to hear me.
I do want to hear it. It's fine. Let him go. Let's hear it.
Come on. I'll just.
So explain how that's woke.
So I mean, the whole thing is like, let's see. So during Silent Cal, Calvin Coolidge's administration, do you know about like the Great Mississippi Flood back in the 1930s?
I understand that American history is filled with racial evil.
Yeah. And that causes some intergenerational trauma, which affects people's ability to be, effective, things like that.
Fine. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Why? So if the idea is that history has consequences, of course that's true. That's not wokeness.
Yeah.
That is not wokeness. What wokeness suggests is that fundamental institutions in American
No,
society
it doesn't.
Yes, it 100% does.
I ran Elizabeth Warren's campaign. I helped organize her volunteers around here. I am a representative of wokeness.
Okay. Well,
and that's just, this is all it is.
Well, I mean,
Well, since that's the campaign he ran, I would like to tell him to hold that L. Oh man, I'm an idiot.
Well, I mean,
I couldn't help myself.
I mean,
when I went to go get my first tattoo, the guy had lightning bolts and 88s tattooed on his neck. And as a Jewish person, that's really messed up. It's basically a threat.
There are racist people who exist. The argument that you're making, and I'm going to close with this because this is going in weird directions, and I don't really want to.
No, it's not
I
going
don't.
in a
I don't
weird
really
direction.
want to get. Just hold up a second.
This
I let you get out your
wokeism
arguments, and
is.
now it's time for me to respond because I let you say
Okay,
before.
I'll let you respond, but
No, not but. Now's my turn.
You are not characterizing what I'm saying accurately.
Now it's my turn. Your definition is inaccurate. The reason your definition is inaccurate is because any sentient human being would acknowledge that history has consequences.
Right.
But if the idea is, but that's not what wokeism is. Wokeism is a different thing. Wokeism suggests that all inequalities of today are attributable to not only historic injustices, but also continuing injustices in the now. And that all disparity is attributable to discrimination.
Like that, but a conservative.
Not just that.
A conservative is the only person. I want to know why. Why is it that conservatives are the only people who define it like that? Why are conservatives the only people?
Okay, so we're gonna have to stop here because this is going nowhere. But
what's up?
I'm gonna have to stop with this with you because this is going nowhere. All I'm going to say is this. To sum up,
I just am trying to understand your perspective. Just one more second. On a
fundamental level, you're shifting definitions to avoid the consequences of your own argument. And if the idea is, final point, if you are going to hold on, if you are also.
It's funny that he says this is not free speech while he's not letting Ben have free speech. You know, he continually interrupted Ben. I'm just, you know what I mean? Just continually interrupting Ben. But when somebody comes up and stops him from speaking, it's all of a sudden, going against free speech, but he wasn't allowing Ben to speak. So isn't that going against free speech too? Right? Correct? Y'all let me know in the comment section below. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Talk to me, please.
Being censored.
And final point, if you're going to, hold on, if you are also, just final point to sum up there. Final point to sum.
I can follow that.
Yeah,
but,
I just want to make, honestly, I want to make one final point to sum up there. If the idea is that traumas of the past invariably bleed down into the present, that does not explain why certain groups that have been historically not only marginalized but slaughtered in mass genocide are some of the most successful groups in our society. So if the idea is...
He just hit us with one of these. Just flexed on us. I can't even be mad at him. I can't even be mad at him because he's speaking facts. I love it. I love it. Tell him again, Ben, please.
Are some of the most successful groups in our society. So if the idea is... If the idea is that past trauma always equals current inequality, or that my actions in, say, robbing a convenience store are attributable to bad actions that happened in Alabama in 1930, the answer to that is no. Don't rob the convenience store. The only way they are going to be able to break the chain of history is to make good decisions. What people on the left don't like to talk about is actual solutions. What they like to do is bitch about problems that existed 60 years ago and blame those for failures to solve them now.
Absolutely. So, were there some atrocities that happened in the past? Absolutely. Like Ben said, we can all agree to that. I feel like that's common sense. You know what I mean? Like, do they affect people to a certain extent? Yeah, sure, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, grandparents get, passed down these stories and experiences to, the younger generations, but that doesn't give you an excuse to be an a-hole. That doesn't give you an excuse to be an unproductive citizen of society. And whenever these types of conversations come up, I always go back to a motivational speech that I heard from a motivational speaker named Eric Thomas, aka E.T. the hip hop preacher. He said he had a motivational speech once that was talking about kind of pulling yourself up after a situation happens, and he said, for example, if somebody pushed you down and you fell, and I left and came back a week later, if you still laying on the ground, that is now your fault. That's now on you. Like, was it wrong for the person to push you down? Absolutely. Yeah, that person wasn't right. But if you're still laying on the ground a week later crying about it, it is now your fault. Yeah, some people got pushed down some years ago. But the fact that some generations now still want to lay on the ground is just like crazy to me. It's crazy to me. It doesn't make any sense. Like, people love being a victim. They love it. It's crazy. And I think part of it is because, some people in the government push it. They want it. Because if you're a victim and you're dependent upon the government, guess who now has all the control? The government. And you know what people want? Control. And hopefully people wake up, not be woke. We don't need any woke folks, but hopefully people awake from their slumber that they think they're woke in and realize, the truth and the reality of the situation before it is too late. But y'all let me know in the comment section. Do you think it's going to be too late before these people awake from their slumber? Or do you think this is just the beginning of the end? I don't mean to sound all gloom and doom, but it's something that we got to talk about. It's something that we have to discuss, because the reality of the situation is there are plenty of people in this world, in America today, that are just like him, that agree 100% with him and have that same mentality. I'm a victim and I will always be a victim, and the system is out to get me. Help me, government. Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. If you feel like more people need to see this video and you enjoyed it, hit the arrow button down below, copy the link. You can paste it on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram. You can text it to someone. Greatly appreciate everyone that already does that. And don't forget, hit that like button. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. And leave a comment in the comment section too. It all helps out with the YouTube algorithm so these videos get pushed out to more and more people. I'm out.